8:12 Entertainment City Time. I loved how everybody was pulling their ear. It was almost like an homage to Carol Burnett last night at the Golden Globes. So cool. So many things to cover. Thor's here to do just that. And it starts with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler delivering on the controversial side of things.
Yes, take a look at the Cosby joke in the monologue.
I don't know if you guys saw this on the news today, but Bill Cosby has finally spoken out about the allegations against him. Cosby admitted to a reporter, "I put the pills in the people. The people did not want the pills in them."
No, Tina, hey, that's not right. That's not right. It's more like, I got the pills in the bathroom, but I put them in the people.
You're right. It's got to be like, "I put the pills in the hoagie."
Yeah, that's it.
I like how people didn't know whether to laugh or not at first. It was like, hey!
You know, they definitely pushed the envelope. And of course, before you get to the award winners, George Clooney, you a fan?
A little bit.
Who isn't a fan? Carries himself so well. Great jokes from the hosts, and then a great tribute from Clooney to his new wife.
George Clooney married Amal Alamuddin this year. Amal is a human rights lawyer who worked on the Enron case, was an advisor to Kofi Annan regarding Syria, and was selected for a 3-person UN commission investigating rules of war violations in the Gaza Strip. So tonight, her husband is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Listen, it's a humbling thing when you find someone to love. Even better if you've been waiting your whole life. And when your whole life is 53 years, cue Amy, start the jokes. Amal, whatever alchemy it is that brought us together, I couldn't be more proud to be your husband.
Very nice. There were some.
I love him even more now.
I was just taking notes. That was very well
Alchemy.
done.
There were some very impassioned, heartfelt speeches. I mean, Common had a great one. Jeffrey Tambor winning for Transparent. We'll get to that in a minute. Birdman led the way with 7 nominations and walked away with 2 of them. One for screenplay, and of course Michael Keaton, who's launching a bit of a comeback of sorts. But he won for Best Actor in a Comedy or Musical, and he had some very poignant words to say.
My best friend is kind, intelligent, funny, talented, considerate, thoughtful. Did I say kind? He also happens to be my son, Sean. I love you with all my heart, buddy.
Aww.
I love that they didn't start the music.
Yeah.
And I'm totally fine with the rest of that show being heavy because Michael Keaton got his whole moment.
I love those moments where, you know, the person has to compose himself and there's just that dead silence and you can hear a pin drop. That was beautiful to see.
Cried and air quotes. He promised he wouldn't do either.
Some great personal stories that were told in those speeches last night.
Yeah, and of course it was an awards show, so without further ado, let's get into the big winners. It started things off with a bang with my boy J.K. Simmons, who took Best Supporting Actor for his ferocious turn in Whiplash. I love that movie. If you've been following what I thought of the films of 2014, it was my favorite. Amy Adams had a bit of a long-winded speech, but she was great in Big Eyes. That was Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical. Funny, because Big Eyes, not a comedy at all. And Patricia Arquette honored for her wonderful performance in Boyhood. Took 12 years to make, as we know. That wasn't the last we heard about Boyhood for the evening. And there's Michael Keaton, of course, going up there. And I just love that this guy's back in the spotlight again. I felt like he was always an underused talent and sort of unappreciated.
And acknowledge the comedy arm of things.
Yes, exactly. And Wes Anderson, this was the big surprise of the night for the Grand Budapest Hotel, winning Best Picture in Comedy or Musical. A lot of people thought the momentum, myself included, was going to go into Birdman, but Grand Budapest reigned supreme. And here's the cast of Boyhood with director Richard Linklater taking the top prize, Best Picture in the drama category. And there, of course, Jack Black. Richard Linklater directed him in School of Rock, so they're very good friends. And that was just, for me, so good to see. And I think really this clinches Boyhood for Best Picture at the Oscars. The nominations will come out Thursday for that. The voting is closed, so we'll be following the nominations as they come out. And the TV side was very interesting. Gina Rodriguez won for Jane the Virgin, the CW show. And then we had sort of like an interesting take on, shows that a lot of people aren't familiar with. Jeffrey Tambor won for Transparent, which is an Amazon show. And then we had The Affair winning Best Television Drama, beating out way more recognizable names. And there we go, Transparent winning Best Comedy Series. And this is the first time ever a streaming show, a show on a streaming network, has won in Best Series. So there you go, an interesting night all around.
And Transparent and The Affair, these are two shows I heard little about, and that's the great thing about this award show, to say, hey, you're missing out on some great drama in TV. So
Exactly. Showtime airs The Affair.
Put those on the list. Nice recap.